Hey, what's up guys? I'm here for my third part of my video series. Before I get started, I'm going to be talking about the Gaul cavalry unit with the highest attack value. It's the best way to describe them without having to say their name. I've googled up here how to say it. That's led me to this forum post, and apparently there's about 20 different ways to say it. So I've decided, if I've only got a 1 in 20 chance to say it correctly, I'm just going to go with the easiest one, which would be this one, which is head 1. So I'm going to call them head 1s. Now, this is going to be a short update, because it's in a pretty boring period of the game, just before Catapults come out, when everyone's just raiding and kind of simming their villages for a while. That's the part that we're in, so it's just going to be a short one, then I'll wait a full week for my next video. Catapults should be around, should be a bit more interesting. I got top 10 attackers again, which was cool. Big reason that I got that was I attacked a Roman in my area, and if anyone saw the counter-attack video, you saw how many swords and TTs I lost. Since then, I've mainly just been building swords. That's just so that I can clear people out for the catapults. That is a lot more effective for that. You don't need TTs, they're only good for the speed for raiding, but their speed doesn't help at all when you're trying to clear an enemy and you're putting them with slow units like swords and catapults. So I'll build TTs again for raiding eventually, but for now it's just swords. Then I'm going to be researching the head ones that I can say now, and then I'll upgrade my workshop and get catapults, start getting rid of some people. I have been upgrading my barracks, and I've got swords coming out every 5 minutes now, as opposed to about 15 minutes in the last video I made. I got them coming out 24/7 now, so it's going to be very good for when I've got my catapults. I settled a third village. It was the 9-cropper that I said that I would. I'll have to make a feeder before I start using it for producing phalanx. I'm just upgrading, just developing it at the moment. Speaking of phalanx, I was producing some out of my first in the last video. I ended up using these on my friend the sword. He was under attack today from catapults, so I sent them over to him with my hero. Our alliance members all sent their heroes as well, and heroes, combined hero defense this early is super strong because their attack values are so high, like 5, 6, 7,000. That makes up for 50 to 100 units by itself. So you don't even need to have that many defensive units early on in the game. If you're with a good alliance that'll work together, just send your heroes and you'll take out any attacking army. Which doesn't sound good for me when I'm about to be attacking people with catapults, but I'll show you how to get around that in a minute. The map around my capital, I'll show you next. In my capital I've just been upgrading my academy and so that's going to be 10 in a minute, then I'll build my workshop, my stables, my barracks, ready to go for catapults. The map around my capital, I'm just raiding everyone with swords now so that my swords are actually doing something. Speaking of, I'll send them out on an attack and it will show you which ones are the farms. I'll just send out the close ones to show you. Everything within about 20 squares. Alright, that'll do. Start raid. Now, everyone that's being attacked right now, they're all inactive farms. So all these ones with symbols above them. The rest of the people actually had a problem with the alliance that I'm in at the moment. They're really good guys and everything, but they joined a confederacy with an alliance called Order of the Phoenix. This guy was the only one in Order of the Phoenix in my last video. Since they joined the confederacy, all of my farms, all these guys that I'd already cleared, have now joined Order of the Phoenix so that I can't attack them anymore, which is ridiculous. So I showed my alliance leader that. He had a look at this map around my capital and it was just like, what the hell? They shouldn't be accepting farms for starters. They obviously don't do sit checks, and they're not the sort of people that we want to be aligned with. So we got rid of that confederacy, so I'm free to attack them again now. And I've been clearing them out. A lot of them have just crannies everywhere. So as soon as I get catapults now, I know they don't have troops because I'm always scouting them and attacking them. So as soon as I get catapults, they're going to be pretty much defenseless. Now I was talking about how heroes are so powerful early on for defending. The reason I'll get around this now, this is kind of an advantage for me having all these Order of the Phoenix players now. If I was just catapulting this one guy, I'd have to fake villages out of my extended map so that they don't just send defense to this village. But now that there's so many villages around me, if I want to catapult this guy, and I'll be using a single wave attack until I get more than 20 catapults, if I want to attack this guy, then I'll be sending the real attack to him, but I'll be sending a fake attack to land at the same time on every other Order of the Phoenix member around me. That will mean that they can't send all of their heroes to a single village to defend it, because they'll have no idea who I'm actually attacking. And later on, when you get multiple waves of catapults, you can do the same thing. Send 3 real waves at whoever you're attacking, and 3 fake waves at everyone else, so they have no idea. And I'll make a video later on how to send multi-wave attacks that land at the same second, so that they can't be sniped. Sniping is when, if I have an attack land at 1 second, and the next wave of catapults lands at 2 seconds, someone can send a defense to land at 2 seconds. So the second, say it's at midnight and 1 second that my first wave lands, midnight and 2 seconds when my second wave lands, someone can send a defense to arrive at midnight and 2 seconds, and they will kill my second wave of catapults while missing my clearing wave. So it's really important to get your attacks landing on the same second, and I can show you how to do that in a later video. Another thing to do is, if you attack one person with catapults, make sure that you don't keep attacking the same person over and over again. If they're in an alliance, just rotate around alliance members, take out main buildings and barracks on each village, then the main building and the warehouse, then the main building and the granary. Just keep pissing them off and making them far less effective. Let's see. I don't have many good reports because it's only been a few days, but since I've been able to attack the Order of the Phoenix members again, I'll show you. I got a couple of counter attacks on their members. Oh, this guy I just caught at home because he wasn't online. I killed. This is the attack from the counter attack video. This was just a clearing attack where I lost all the TTs. I killed 2 of his settlers, which sucks for him because that's a lot of resources. This one was the counter-attack video that I made the video on. He attacked me with these. I followed them home to land at the exact same second as these units, and I managed to kill his 3rd settler. This is just me clearing him out again afterwards. This guy, I counter-attacked his clubs. his clubs have 5 cavalry defense, so they stood no chance of surviving my TTs following them home. TTs are just great for counter-attacking. That's why I like Gaul so much. You can just shut down any aggressive Teutons in your area. This guy, he joined Order of the Phoenix. He had 24 hours that were in the Confederacy to build troops, and he managed to build 14 swords. So that's the sort of people that they're taking in because they're not doing sit checks on their members as they accept them, which is stupid in my opinion, because you don't want to be recruiting useless inactive people. I'll get the workshop up and I'll build the head ones and catapults. I'll upgrade my 3rd, just develop it. I might settle a 4th before next week, and I'll have some catapults out. I'll keep building my swords 24/7. I'll upgrade the tiles in my 1st if I get a chance, because the advantage of a 9-cropper is with the level 15 tiles, or higher if you want to go higher. With level 15 you get 3k of each resource per hour, which is huge, especially when you don't have a lot of villages to start with. But I'm going to have to try to upgrade to that once I get my catapults, just to take advantage of it. Then once I've got stuff producing 24 hours a day out of everything, then I'll start upgrading stuff in the smithy. But I won't do that before next week. Before next week, I'll just get the workshop, get catapults, keep building swords, build some head ones, and then you'll see me start taking out these Order of the Phoenix guys next week. So, look forward to seeing you then. Cheers.